Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be discussing the High Republic. Yes, we're actually going to talk about the High Republic. The High Republic, for anyone who doesn't know, is something that was announced a while back. I think if I remember correctly, there was a Reddit thread that posted I think if I remember correctly, they posted like a few like bits of information saying like, here's what's coming to Lucasfilm, and one of the things that they announced was this thing called Project Luminous. Now, a lot of people did not know what Project Luminous is, but then it was revealed that Project Luminous is basically the High Republic. Yes, this absolute fucking cringe fest known as the High Republic, brought to you by the lovely, lovely people of Lucasfilm, or I guess more specifically, I guess I should say, or as some people might say, the Kathleen Kennedy camp of Lucasfilm. Don't worry, I'll give you guys more. I'll go more into that a little bit later. But for starters, let's talk about what the High Republic actually is. For anyone who doesn't know, the High Republic is basically going to be this thing that's being done in Lucasfilm. It's going to focus on this time period during the in Star Wars, where it's before the prequels, and it's set during an era called the High Republic, and the story that they're going to be telling is all going to be happening in this time period specifically. There are going to be books, comics. I don't know if there are going to be games, but it seems like that's what's going to be. But if there are games, it honestly wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, for now, the most that we can count on are books, comics, and maybe even TV shows that are going to be all set during this time period. Stories that are set during the time of the High Republic. And they just dropped a trailer. They just dropped a trailer for the High Republic, the Let's Get High Republic. Now, I'm not going to play the trailer because I honestly just want to spare you the absolute cringe. But you're free to go watch it on your own. It's on the official Star Wars Twitter account. But yeah, it's basically, it's not good. It's just as cringe and as horrible as you all expected it to be. These are the kind of things that you can expect. Just terrible. You can already tell these characters are not going to be characters. They're just going to be, oh God, what do you even call them? Just speakerphones. They're going to be speakerphones for someone's messages, and that's all they're going to be. This is just going to be a message. It's just going to be a box for them to tick. They don't care about writing good characters. Now, don't get me wrong. I could be wrong, okay? And if I am wrong, I have no problem admitting that I'm wrong. But again, this is Lucasfilm, okay? Like, you cannot blame me for expecting this from them at this point. This is Lucasfilm. All they care about now is just pushing a message. They don't care about good characters. They don't care about storytelling. All they care about is pushing a message. And yes, for anyone who doesn't know, yes, Yoda is going to be there. So for anyone who is wondering if is Yoda going to be here, yes, Yoda is going to be here, unfortunately, because I have no doubts in my mind that they're going to completely just destroy Yoda's character. They're going to have him be absolutely incompetent. Everyone else is going to save him, including a certain character, probably the first character that we ever saw coming out of the High Republic. That fucking, what was her name? Avar Chris or whatever. It's dumb. Anyway, we're going to get into some more characters that they character designs that they released, and we're going to be taking a look at them. But spoiler alert, they are fucking horrible. And again, it's just, before we continue with everything else that I have planned, let me just say this. I know a lot of people have been going on and on about apparently there's a civil war going on at Lucasfilm, how you have the Favreau and Filoni camp, and then you have the Kathleen Kennedy camp. There are people out there who are saying there's absolutely no civil war. There's people out there who are saying that there is a civil war based on what we've seen. Me personally, I don't know. I don't work at Lucasfilm, and frankly, I just don't give a shit because I don't care about Star Wars anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, I'll report on it, of course, but as opposed to my overall investment, I don't care. If there's a civil war, if there's no civil war, I don't care. I really don't. Okay? Now, the reason why a lot of people have been doubling down on the fact that there is a civil war going on is because someone did post, I think it was on a website called WGW Pro, and they posted they made a post that says that they heard, from what they heard, is that apparently there is indeed a civil war going on in Lucasfilm, where you have people who are backing Favreau and Filoni, who apparently want to give the fans what they want, i.e. respect for the original characters, and then moving forward they give you characters that are actual characters, you know, characters that are actually well written, well developed, and actually like can give people a chance to connect to them no matter who they are. But then you have the Kathleen Kennedy camp and the people who follow her and people who just want to use Star Wars as a way to push their message because they don't care about Star Wars. They don't care about the world. They don't care about what George Lucas built. And especially they do not care about the fans, because if you remember, we had that whole situation with Pablo Hidalgo when he went after Star Wars Theory, you know, because he basically he cried, he showed his emotions when he was reacting live to the last episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. You know, the one where Luke showed up, and the one that scene that got the majority of Star Wars fans, you know, excited. They were praising the show. They loved it. There were plenty of reaction channels where the reactors had tears in their eyes seeing Luke. You cannot deny that the majority of the fans loved that moment. Now, you would think that Lucasfilm would look at that and say, you know what, maybe we should do more of this. Maybe we should give them more of this, more respect for the original characters, more characters that people actually like. Instead, no. Instead, Pablo Hidalgo comes out, makes fun of Star Wars Theory, and then is forced to retract the tweet and offer a fake apology. And yes, I believe that was a fake apology, because I don't think Pablo Hidalgo actually cares about Star Wars fans, because he's been doing this for years. Okay, you can find it if you look for it. Pablo Hidalgo constantly making fun of Star Wars fans, basically Star Wars fans who are critical of, you know, what Disney has been putting out with Star Wars. This guy absolutely hates fans. That's why I do not believe for a second he was even sorry for what he said. I have no doubt in my mind that the PR team probably told him to retract it, and then just here's your scheduled or fake apology that we have just in case one of our employees screws up or says something on Twitter. Just post this and whatever, and we'll overlook it, and you can go back to being a dick. So those are just my thoughts on the whole Civil War thing or whatever. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know. Now, let's go back to the fucking High Republic. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is, of course, I want to give thanks to Ichibaka, who owns the website. Disney Star Wars is dumb. Just absolutely fucking... This guy is amazing. Seriously, go follow Ichibaka. So why don't we take a look? Now, again, this is Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars. These are the people who follow Kathleen Kennedy. These are the people that she hires in order to work on Star Wars. And if you don't believe me, let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the things that is just some of the people that are working on the Let's Get High Republic. Let's take a look at Justina Ireland. This is one of the writers who is working who is one of the writers group that's working on the High Republic, Justina Ireland. Now, she is someone who is known, and I mean known, for her constant hatred of white people. And if you don't believe me, we're about to take a look at it. And again, this is why you should follow Ichibaka, because he actually provides evidence, unlike a lot of the other mainstream articles or mainstream news sites. He actually provides evidence for, you know, what he's trying to tell you in these articles. So let's take a look. In our continuing journey through the open hatred for white people at Lucasfilm, we discovered that apparently the only people allowed to broadcast openly racist comments are the ones who constantly accuse everyone else around them of being racist. That is Twitter to a T. Everyone on Twitter, or at least the people who are insane on Twitter, can say all the racist shit that they want, but it doesn't matter because they're saying it against white people. As long as it's against white people, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You can go ahead and be a little racist if you want. That's Lucasfilm. The new High Republic book, Out of the Shadows, from Justina Ireland, was announced recently. Readers may recall Justina as the Star Wars The High Republic author who misunderstands American exceptionalism, who doesn't demonize sex work in her young adult novels, and who doesn't like all the, quote, white-ists in Montana. So what was Justina up to in 2020? You guessed it, seething and frothing over white people, of course. What else? And over here, you're going to see a lot of these tweets. This is just in 2020 alone, all targeted against white people. Look at this. Phew, publishing really loves it when white people write about racism, don't they? Justina Ireland, in honor of being Buzz and Penguin Random and the terrible decision to literally blackface books that your 11th grade English teacher considered a classic but feature nary a person of color. Let's use the hashtag diverse editions, hashtag to consider what those books would really be like. White nonsense gets up early, but I get up earlier. Just kidding, white nonsense never stops. Shout out to all the black kids on Netflix shows just trying to live their lives while their white friends bring a mess of fuckery on their doorstep. Okay, so I was legit gonna retweet the replies to this, but LOL, please just read the replies to build yourself a great library of black authored fiction. Not to Kill a Mockingbird, though. That book is literally about absolving nice white people of the responsibility of racism. Okay, if you actually think that about To Kill a Mockingbird, you obviously did not read the book. You obviously did not read the book. Fucking idiots. Let's look at this. Oh, Facebook is a trip because it's where you go to learn that all the white people you knew back in the day didn't see you as human until the Today Show told them Black Lives Matter and their local Target burned down. A dream panel. Tell why you decided to make your main character a white man like you. Is it because you're pushing some sort of agenda? Okay, so this is an obvious knock against anyone who basically calls out a company for making, for basically race bending a character in order to obviously push an agenda. Now they try to say, well, would you say this if the main character was white? Was white? No. We don't care if you. Here's the thing. Context. If the work that they're making is an original work from the person writing it, then no one cares if the main character is black. No one gives a damn. No one cares if they're black, if they're white, if they're Asian, Mexican, male, female, non-binary, transgender, lesbian. No one gives a shit. Gay. No one cares. If it's an original work, you're free to do whatever the hell you want with it because it's your work. It's your writing. Go ahead and do whatever you want. But when you are taking an already existing property and you are race bending and you are gender bending characters that are not yours, you did not sit down and come up with these characters. You did not take the time to write these characters. You have no right to change them just so they can suit your needs. There's a very big difference. Again, context. And again, it's just more of the same. I'm not going to go through all of them because again, I don't want you to lose brain cells reading this crap. Now here's just more here's something else I want to talk about real quick. High Republic timeline suggests retcon rumors are false. Okay, so what's this guy talking about? So basically, if you guys remember, there were rumors going around that maybe Disney was going to basically, I wouldn't really say retcon, but basically sort of erase the sequel trilogy from the main canon timeline. That's going to be where they're sort of going to make it an alternate timeline, sort of like what they did with the expanded universe. It's still there, it's just not in the main canon timeline. And how they were going to do that is apparently they were going to use the Veil of the Force, if I'm remembering correctly, and that a lot of people are speculating that maybe that's going to be what happens in the Ahsoka show, because when they announced it, or they announced the logo of the show called Ahsoka, if you look in the back, you can see the what sort of looks like the Veil of the Force, if you remember that episode from Rebels. So a lot of people, so ever since they came out, a lot of people have been sort of doubling down, thinking, okay, maybe they are going to do it. Okay, but they just this was apparently released along with that trailer for the High Republic. This isn't everything. This is just like a minute or two. The entire stream you can find it. I think it's on YouTube. So it starts here. It says the High Republic. Then you have the Fall of the Jedi, which is the prequels, and the Clone Wars TV show. Excuse me. Then you have the Reign of the Empire, the Bad Batch, and then Soy Boy, a woke war story. Age of Rebellion, then you have Rebels, Rogue One, and then the original trilogy, the New Republic. And notice how it's just the Mandalorian. It's just the Mandalorian. You've got none of the other shows that they've announced. And then you have Rise of the First Order. That Resistance, which was a horrible show. And then the Disney trilogy. So a lot of people are taking this to mean that Disney is not going to retcon the sequel trilogy. Now, here's the thing. I don't necessarily think that that's the case. Again, I know there's just rumors, but just in case there is a way for this to still be true, it's possible that they came up with this before they even officially announced the Ahsoka show. So for all I know, this could be, because remember, this was announced even before that whole Disney investor meeting. So for all I know, they could have come up with this before they even decided to greenlight the Ahsoka show. Because this is just speculation on my part, because let me tell you something. I don't care what they do, Disney, if you're listening to this, and this is from all the fans. no one, or at least the fans who hate the sequel trilogy, it does not matter what you do before. It does not matter if you have a Luke Skywalker show that's 10 seasons long, 20 episodes each, 40 minutes each, and in each and every one of those minutes, it's showing us Luke being the Jedi Grand Master that we all wanted to see for years. It's not gonna matter because if it eventually leads to The Last Jedi where he's drinking soy milk out of a tit, no, all of that stuff won't matter. It's not gonna matter. If it does eventually lead to the sequel trilogy, you are going to lose fans forever because it shows that you haven't learned anything, that you're doubling down on this. You're gonna lose them forever. Hell, you've already lost me and a lot of people. The people who are still here after seeing especially after seeing The Mandalorian, who think that, you know what, maybe they have learned. No, they haven't. I'm telling you now, they haven't learned a damn thing. Again, the thing with Pablo Hidalgo is proof of that. These people haven't learned a damn thing. And just more proof of why these people haven't learned a thing. Let's take a look at another author from the High Republic, one of the writers in the High Republic. This person, Claudia Gray, I'm sure you already know who she is. And from what I know, she actually has written a couple of books, if I remember correctly. She has written a couple of books that people actually liked. I haven't read them myself, and if Star Wars fans have actually read them and actually liked them, then okay. But from what I know, I don't think any of her books are going to be good, especially if it's under Kathleen Kennedy's watch. Just to prove to you that these people have no idea what they're doing. Look at this. This is Claudia, or I'm sorry. Apparently, I've been mispronouncing her name. Claudia Gray. Oh God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Claudia Gray. Now, here's the thing. When I look at this picture, something just doesn't feel right. I know I just pointed out the name and how it's not spelled correctly, but something else just doesn't feel right about this picture. Oh, I get it. It's the glasses. It's a little crooked. I'm sorry. It's just, okay. But anyway, Claudia Gray, oh no. Okay. Again, these are the people that are being hired by Lucasfilm. And then there's this, what the fuck is this called? The Dranger? I don't fucking know. Though confusion is probably a big part of the High Republic, given that they couldn't even spell her name right for this, quote, epic new Star Wars adventure. I wonder where that confusion could have come from. Yeah, this is the villain. This is what they're giving you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the villain. They're basically giving you Swamp Thing's turd. It's Swamp Thing's turd. This is what I'm looking at. This is Swamp Thing's turd. That's the villain of the High Republic. And okay, now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I'm just going to give you guys something to laugh. Something to just help you laugh. So let's take a look at some of the new characters that were announced for the High Republic. Let's take a look at these new characters. Okay, please, just get yourself ready. Just get yourself ready. This is going to be beautiful. I'm sorry, give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. But man, what the fuck is this? First up is Leo Gassi. Hey, please, you're so hilarious. Good bro to get Instagram. See the crackbait. The Studio 64 would grow up to become. Next up is Ram Jam. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Looks like she's going to teach you how to play hopscotch in a crummy PBS after school special. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hold on, give me a second. Just okay, sorry. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay. I'm good. Jesus. Excuse me, sorry about that. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Now this one. Here's the thing, I will admit. The artwork here isn't bad. I will admit it's definitely a step up from this. Oh boy, okay, so next is I'm actually I'm close. Oh boy. This is going to be a Star Wars manga. Now listen, it doesn't surprise me that they're doing manga. And I mean, they did announce that they're going to be doing a Star Wars anime. And I have no doubt in my mind that the only reason they're doing this is because they know that manga and anime is popular. Everyone knows this. Manga and anime is just taking over pop culture. So I have no doubt in my mind that they're trying to capitalize on it. The problem is, it doesn't matter if you're doing manga and anime. Because manga and anime fans will all tell you, it doesn't matter if it's manga or anime. If it's shit, it's shit. Doesn't matter if the artwork's good. Doesn't matter if the animation's good. If the story is shit. None of that stuff's going to matter. Although I will admit, out of everything, this is the one that I'm probably interested in the most. That and the Star Wars Visions thing. Out of all of them, I'm mostly curious just to see these. Just to see what they do. Because I have been an anime fan ever since I can remember. And then when I grew up a little bit, I found out about manga and I started reading it and I just fucking loved it. And I've just been a fan of it ever since. And ever since I became a fan of Star Wars, one thing that I've been wanting to see, or wished I could see, was a Star Wars anime. I mean, I think there are a couple of Star Wars manga out there, if I'm remembering correctly, but they're mostly just adaptations of the films. So I am kind of curious to see this, and of course the Star Wars Visions, I think it's called, the anime shorts, which I don't think they ever confirmed what the show is going to be. But I think some people are speculating that it's going to be sort of like the Marvel What If, or the same thing with DC, the side stories. I can't remember, what is it, DC Showcase, was it? No, but basically Marvel and DC did the same thing where they take situations and say, like, what if this happened instead? And that's what people are assuming the the Star Wars is going to be. This person, keep on reaching. Yep. Okay, this person's just being a troll, obviously. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's the High Republic. At least we got a little bit of a laugh at the end. If you haven't watched it until this point, I'm sorry. I know this video is a little bit long. I do apologize, but I did have a lot to cover. Okay, so I'm hoping I covered everything. I'm hoping. Did I say everything? Did I? Is there anything I'm missing out? Whatever. If there's something else that comes out, I'll just make another video talking about this. But that's sort of my opinions on Star Wars: The High Republic. Guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Join me for the next video. And of course, guys, as always, please remember to stay safe and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.